Cards on the table, your turn to play. We can't turn back now. We know how this will go. It's so sad that I'm leaving. I just don't see no other way. And it seems like you feel the same. Could have had everything, but you had to go and mess it all up. Whatever you want me to do, yeah, you know that I won't do that. When you're saying those things to me, keep on making me misbehave. I don't want you. When you're making me feel this way, like I'm the one to blame. Nah, bringing it all up. It's time to get out. Everything's different. I know how this will go. I'm so sorry for leaving. I can't even believe it. Maybe we'll meet again. Could have had everything, but you had to go and mess it all up. Whatever you want me to do, yeah, you know that I won't do that.
I'm not joking. This morning, this evening, this afternoon, I'm in business. Leave me alone, Asafan. Back again, people. Sit down in the building. Game 4. Oh my goodness, we are beating silly at the Emirates. I don't care. Okay, here. Okay, we don't have it yet. I don't like it. But to be candid, you're welcome to the show. Oh my goodness, somebody asking me for the league. He's a Manchester United fan. You know what he told me? He said, JADON, this is high time. We take the fight. We take the fight to Old Trafford. We can't take this anymore. Okay, me don't do me. He's innocent. He's happy. Alright, this is how we do it, people. Smash the like on the video, subscribe, share this link. We're about to get started. You know what I mean? I'm ready. Where's my face? So you see me, people. Oh my goodness, I'm live, man. Alright, people. It is what it is. Alright, let me see. Send a click to one guy who's ready. Emperor is joining us all the way from Lagos, Thailand. I mean, he's in Ikoyi, I guess. So, all right. Let me welcome this great man. Hope, are you ready? Just take it easy. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you're going to win the league. Forget about it. Forget about it. You are coming to Old Trafford. I know. All right, okay, what's going on? It is what it is.
JADON, how you feeling now? How you feeling? How you feeling? Yesterday, say men just boku. It be like they be rice. I feel like they can rise right now, man. I'm feeling good.
Yay!
Are you seeing the way I look in this jersey? Are you feeling it? Are you feeling it? The UK is red right now, man. London is red. The UK is red. England is red. North London is red. In fact, Manchester right now.
Oh my goodness.
But the red is still there.
All right, let me welcome another president. They are ready for me on this show. All right. Who am I calling in? Let me call Kule. Manchester United in the mud right now.
Good evening, John. Good evening. Okay, you're looking. This is me. I know. Yes. Well, it's good to be back on the show again. It was actually disappointing. Well, I won't say it was disappointing. It's only sad that United couldn't at least take a point from the game yesterday. But that was an action-packed game. I really enjoyed it to the very last, and
All right.
it's like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Just hold on. Just hold on. Just
Okay.
hold on. Let me welcome this another great man. I rate no my to my finish here. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to call I rated yet. Hold on. What am I going to do? Who can keep me calm? Okay, Shaya is a nice guy. Let me call him Shaya. Shaya, what's up, bro? How you doing? It is what it is. Shaya, can you hear me loud and clear? We are both both club in the mud.
Good evening, the Don. Sorry about yesterday. The wife now.
Yay! Ojo.
Anyways, congrats to Arsenal. It was a pretty impressive. I think it was an impressive first half for Arsenal where they were able to pin Man U back. I think after halftime, Man U were able to progress the ball much better. But and in the end, I saw the game actually ending in a draw, in a 1-1 draw. Arsenal were able to get a maximum point. So kudos to them, really.
All right. I'll go to another person. Let me see somebody talking to me right now about Balala Lada for broken but no shattered. Yes, that's under my G. All the way from Canada, I guess. One love, bro. One love. Yeah, it is what it is. All right. Let me call another person. I don't want to call us staff fans yet. Let me call Man City person. Robbie, what's going on, bro?
Oh, man, that guy. Have you bought for you anybody that know? Wow, it's good to be on the show. I tell you, I think this is going to be one of the most interesting episodes we've had on IST so far because I think going into last week's games,
Okay, he pay me.
After that, with Hampton Wanderers game against United. I said it that because look at how United struggled to win against Wolves, that United were going to struggle this season. The same Wolves that United struggled to beat 1-0 was beaten by Crystal Palace 3-1 this same weekend on Saturday. They were beaten with relative ease. So I think for United, just like they say, they have to wake up and smell the coffee. Yeah. And like we say right here in Nigeria, this season go too long for United, and it go long die. And I tell you that this is one of the humiliating results that United will see throughout this season. Because I'll tell you that United will not beat City. United will not beat. United will not beat any serious team right now. I'm sure that United will not struggle against Newcastle.
All
so
right,
for United right now, I mean, make it okay,
no problem. No shit. All right. What am I going to call Nines? Okay, let me call my brave brother. Okay, Margaret is on the line too. Emperor Jackson, one love brother, is joining us. Is a guest. He wants to talk about Manchester. Let me call him Nirates. Baby. I the few. What's going on, bro?
I'm good. I mean, let me start by saying commiserations to Manchester United and Chelsea. I think Chelsea's zone, we saw it coming. I already told them that they will shalaye till the end of this season. And their shalaye won't still fill a basket. But great game of football over the weekend. 3 players got hat-tricks. We saw goals, lots of goals. We also saw some shady officiating and bad calls, but overall it was a good weekend going into the international break. Lots of entertaining games, and I'm looking forward to analyzing those games.
All right, bro, let me quickly type this message to this great man all the way from Canada. I think he's trying to call in. I will tell him the time to call us on the show. Your call when. All right, sorry. All right, calling on this person as well too. Prof is dead. Prof.
Hey.
Put him in the mud. Prof.
How you doing, my man?
How you doing?
I want the Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans, people like that to take a cue from us. I and Sheye, we've lost the game and we are here boldly to, to speak about our team. The likes of Okwe and Iris, we don't see them when their team. So please, when their team when they are in the mall,
we don't lose.
Come out in our footsteps. No problem. Thank you very much.
All right.
Welcome
All right,
to the show.
welcome to the show. All right. Let me use this music. I tell you, to welcome this great man. I tell you, he's happy. He is so happy, so confident. He quickly sent me. Let me tell you guys, you woke me up this morning with your preview. I mean, your review of the match. If I don't want to look at it. How they feel. You're welcome to the show. He's 3 points in the kitty. You're welcome to the show. I want to write this screen. I want to write this screen. It's all over. Yay.
Good to be on the show, man.
All right, you're welcome. Yay. Yay. Margaret, are you ready, Blackpada? Oh, I see Margaret. Margaret, yay. Margaret's on. Okay, she just never. All right, let me welcome this great man to all the way from Lagos. It's a Manchester United. He was calling me, sent me so many messages, so many mails that he just wants to say his view. I mean, Emperor, can you listen? Can you hear me loud and clear, Emperor? Emperor Jackson.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Good evening, everyone.
Manchester United fan.
I'm all right.
All right.
I'm very okay, my brother. Good to be on the show.
All right, fantastic. You're welcome to the show. People, anywhere you're watching from, please share this video. It's going to go down. It's all about Manchester United tonight. We're going to look at other leagues as well, no doubt about it. But there's so many things going on right now where I want to catch up. So, Emperor, being the first caller, being the first on our show, you're welcome once again. I want you to, you've been sending me messages, voice messages. So I want the viewers to actually see where you're looking at from, the Manchester United game, what is going on. So you tell me. You're welcome to the show.
See, I think for me, like at the time I was thinking Ronaldo was our problem about a season ago. But it's quite unfortunate that Cristiano wasn't our major problem. Understand? Even our coach is also a problem to the team.
Okay.
Our coach, not just the ball.
Wow. This is another different angle entirely. Now, why did you say our coach? Is this a system, because so many times he has promised us it's free-flowing game. I've not seen that yet.
No, it's not all about his playing though. First, on his character, I know you're the boss. In every team, we have to have just one man to be the boss. You should be the person to have the say on the team.
All right.
But that doesn't mean that other people wouldn't have opinion on it. You understand?
Okay.
There are some certain things you're supposed to keep indoor, not coming in public to just pour it out. Like just open your mouth so wide, just say it. Every club have their own issues, but they keep it indoor. They don't want outsiders to hear about what's going on in our house.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. Before you move on, Emperor, I just want to quickly ask Nastafa, based on the game yesterday, that's where I want us to look at. I'm going to quickly talk about every other. Let me quickly run this. First of all, Luton lost to West Ham, Sheffield and Everton 2-2, Brentford 2-2 with Bournemouth. So many 2-2, 2-2, 2-2, 2-2. And Burnley lost to Spurs. Hat-trick from Song, I guess. That's fantastic. And also that Blue City lost to Nottingham Forest. A shame. We are all friends. They're all friends. So also Man City wallop Fulham 5-1. and also Man City Brighton beating Newcastle 3-1. And moving on to Sunday, Crystal Palace beat Wolves 3-2, and Liverpool, the first time they're going to score 3 goals in this season. Iris is so happy coming to you, Iris, on that game, because it's clear like Liverpool are getting their bearing at the moment. And also the last game, which is the most talking point, Arsenal beating Manchester United at the Emirates. All right, once again, welcome you guys. Welcome everybody watching us on this show. But I'm going to start off with you. Okay. No doubt about it. What was the game? Where was the turning point? Because at some point it was 1-1. We all thought, oh, well, this game could end up, 1-1. Let's share the spoils together. But at some point, what was the turning point?
I think for me, it had to be Lisandro Martinez going off. Because if you take Lisandro Martinez, he was doing a lot. He was commanding a lot. He was telling the midfielders where to be and where not to be. And he was trying to make the team extremely organized. And I think one major issue that faulted Man U yesterday was Christian Eriksen. With all due respect to him, he's a fantastic player, but he's not a defensive midfielder. So from the defensive aspect, Eriksen sometimes forgets that, look, he needs to pick a man, he needs to find a man. And that led to the first goal being conceded by Manchester United, which Odegaard was perfectly in a great position to score a textbook goal that he scores many times for Arsenal. But then again, Lisandro Martinez saw and smelled that danger. He was pointing, look, pick up on this man, pick up on this man. But Lisandro Martinez is one of the second cities. He can't do two things at the same time. But so once he went off, things just went off balance. After him going off, then as well, Lindelof went off as well. Even though Lindelof was being cooked throughout the game, but he went off as well because in terms of quality compared to Maguire and Johnny Evans, he's much better. United got a new centre-back pairing in that game, and it kind of made things very, very unbalanced for them. That's where they lost it. And I must say that Arteta seemed to make the right subs at the right time. Personally, I wanted him to make subs earlier, but with where the game now shaped out to look, it now looked like Arteta actually made the right substitutions at the right time, taking Nketiah off at the right time, taking Havertz off at the right time, and it paid off for them because their substitutes helped them to save the game. And there was a fantastic assist for Gabriel Jesus, and from the persistent pushing of Jesus down the right wing, we got the corner, which led to the second goal by Declan Rice. So Martinez was a crucial player for United. Him going off really unbalanced the team, and it was just left to Arsenal to bring the 3 points home.
All right, thank you so much on that. I'm going to switch over to Margaret. Let me show you this thing on the screen, Margaret. I think this is a talking point. I mean, that's the VAR. We score. I don't know why this stand. I mean, looking from your own point of view, Margaret, this is where we had a problem. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you tell me, what exactly is this the talking point for you? That if that goes to that, I think we're gonna win the game, or we might draw. What's your opinion on this?
Hi guys, good evening.
Yeah.
Please, sorry. Before I say something, I can see that all the Arsenal fans were actually prepared today.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. I love you on your jersey. Secular day. Calm down. I was even thinking Robin would join them, but only God's nowhere in this. As it is now concerning that, I think that goal shouldn't have been an offside. It shouldn't have been, but I felt this is what I felt. I felt maybe the ref had to do that because that the penalty that was supposed to be given to Arsenal, which was actually not a penalty. Yeah. We know that maybe he felt if he's going to make 2 calls like that, there might be a problem. That is where I thought. So to me, that was not an offside. The line were on the same. If you look at the leg, the body of both Garnacho and the other 2 defenders, they were on the same line. So I actually did not see, and he did not make he made the movement immediately after the ball. Was moved. He didn't make that movement before the ball was passed. He made the movement after the ball was passed. So I feel like it should have been an offside. That goal should have stood. How's all?
Margaret, sorry
Alright.
guys, there's a clip, right, that shows what Gabriel Magalhaes did just before Garnacho was able to make that move. Immediately,
You mean putting his leg
down.
back? You mean taking one leg off?
Exactly. That's what made Garnacho offside. Very slim margins, to be fair. Very slim margins.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Ace, you watch the match. That was not an offside for me, in my own opinion. Ace, what's your opinion? I rate.
Why is it not an offside?
Well,
are you VAR? Because that's what I want.
Look at
me just to be
VAR to make mistake. The same VAR. People have been talking about the same VAR being inconsistent.
They've not been inconsistent about offside, right? It is not about offside. Offside calls are clear and straightforward.
But that wasn't an offside.
How were you on?
That wasn't an offside.
How do you know it's not?
Okay, it's just like the penalty. It's just like the penalty that Arsenal wanted. That wasn't a penalty, and the Wan-Bissaka. But a lot of Arsenal fans were arguing that it was a penalty. But when we look at it, it was just a minimal. There was no contact at all because Wan-Bissaka brought his leg to the front, and then Gabriel whoever. Took his stretched his leg there. That wasn't an offside. To me, that wasn't an offside.
Sorry, everyone. Margaret, that ball was an offside because there's a two lines in which VR uses. Understand? The moment Gabriel moved his leg up front, Garnacho stepped in. So it's an offside.
Okay, let me read this comment. Balola Oladapo says, I can't really understand how you argue with technology. This is technology, and
you understand. Although
that's the correct call. We are not store loser. Please drop this side of the game. I know your house.
Margaret,
I know your house.
Margaret, sorry.
I said that Gabriel took off his leg, but like the guy said, he wrote that he said that we should let it go. But then I just hope that one day we will not be discussing about VAR inconsistency here because I am not going to talk about it. I'm going to remind you guys.
Correct.
VAR makes mistakes when it comes to decision between the VAR and the officials, which is the referee. You can tell me that VAR will make a mistake over there, but when it comes to VAR making the call from the inside the viewing room, that means them is a right call for real.
Okay, Emperor, let me leave it to Aiz. Aiz, you've not said anything. Was it an offside?
Well,
Aiz, pardon me, come on. Suffer one, come on.
So the proof is in the pudding, and it's clear to see for everybody. And for me, on real time, I thought that ball wasn't an offside. Really, I thought I was deflated. Really, I'm not going to lie to you. But this is why VAR has to come into play to help make decisions like this. So they had to check it. I saw a comp of videos. Is it not? Someone put it up on Twitter. There were goals Henry had scored. If VAR had been at that time, those goals would have stood because Henry was clearly onside and the referee flags to say offside. But that is it. For me, there's nothing we can do. Like Emperor said, and the person that dropped the comment, you can argue with technology. Real time, it looked on. But when they reviewed it, it was offside. And I'm going to put this to Margaret. Against Nottingham Forest, you had a penalty. Similar situation to that of Havertz. It was given. But yesterday, it wasn't given. Do you understand? So how would you interpret that? Should fans now cry foul and say they didn't give us a penalty?
All right. Irate, your own point of view about the game. You see, at some point, Irate, Manchester United lost the game. No doubt. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. And the talking point should be about tactics and the injuries that happened.
Yes, that's where I'm going.
So let's stop this offside penalty. That's not even the talking
That's the next question I want to ask you, Arida. You know, at some point when we have look at the substitution that we made, Maguire and Johnny Evans
Gosh.
coming in. You can see that
Catastrophe.
that should say, I mean, that should name where we're going now. I mean, if you still have these people playing for Manchester United, we can't go anywhere. I mean, I want to hear your views about. Okay, somebody wants to call. You know, I said I've put everything on the screen. Let me hear whether it can. Hello, can you hear me loud and clear, bro?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay. So my name is Bakbo. I'm calling from Canada.
Okay, all the way from Canada. Dakpo. Nice joining us on this show. Which team do you support? Unfortunately, okay. What's it more? I know the club you're talking about. Manchester United. Hey, bro. Oga, you get us to be. So what's your we are talking about talking point. We are talking about offside. I noticed you sent me, you're trying to say on the screen, you said we should not argue with technology. So what's your own take on this? The VAR and also the substitution I just mentioned. Irate is about to talk about it. So what's your take on this?
Okay, so let me just start off this. Yeah. So let's start with Arsenal. Number one, they didn't even play that good. They didn't even play good.
Oh.
So the players were off.
Oh.
Was off. Martinelli, yeah, shining light on the guard. Harvard was that was out of the game.
Oh.
So they didn't even play well. But
Oh.
they got the win. Kudos to them. They were home. They got the 3 points. That's all that matters. But going forward, they can't challenge. I didn't even see them challenging Liverpool.
Again, that should make Irate happy.
How did they get this? How did they get this press back? How did they get it? I was angry. How did they get this press back? How? Because that's their main hallmark of their game, and they've gotten it back. All of them were pressing. Darwin was running like a madman. Everybody was there. Everybody was just playing well. So I don't think Arsenal will challenge for the title this season because they are worse than last season. So that's good for Man U.
Yeah.
They talking about the offside. It was an offside. It was the technology. They ruled the line. It was red. So it's an offside. Thankfully, I've already celebrated the goal, shouted everything. They scored the goal when we had two defenders. They were not even supposed to be on the field. Maguire and Evans, they were not supposed to be on the field. But we had
I'm telling you.
So that is on the club, and enough players to substitute when we need. So that's on the club. That's not on anybody. That's not on Arsenal. That's on Man U for not getting the required players to get to be on the bench. Maguire and Evans, but good players, but they are not a Man U level. They should find their way. But unfortunately, the windows is closed. They can't find their way.
Yes.
So we are stuck with them. They might even be starting the next match.
Absolutely.
So that one is gone like that. Now we move to what the good thing about this Man U match. I saw the striker. The striker came in. He looks sharp. He looks ready. I want to see what they can offer next game. Rashford should try and play with him. There was a ball that
Rashford was so bad. Correct.
It didn't happen. Maybe because that was
selfish. It was selfish.
There's a light after the tunnel. You can see it like wow. When he came in, you can see that there are some touches. Wow, good. So we have hope. So I'm optimistic. Arsenal, good luck. Kudos, you want this one, but they shouldn't be happy because going forward, I don't even see them doing well. Man U will improve after this.
Correct. All right, Shalaye Kolisewu. Yeah. All right, love you, brother. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for joining us. Yeah.
Don, quickly, let me just quickly rebuttal on that because how I wish your caller, but it was nice calling into the show. How I wish he was on the panel and I could have just tried to interact with him. I feel when I hear analysis like this, with all due respect, it just shows he's been a sore loser because if you keep having conversations like this, you won, that means he cannot challenge, he cannot win the title. Come on, we don't need all that. Give credit where it's due. You're saying Arsenal didn't play anything. The victory of yesterday was down to Manchester United downfall. When I hear analysis like that, irks me kind of. And I don't. The numbers are there. The stats are there. Look at the stats for yesterday's game. Come on, shots on goal, 10. Manchester United, Arsenal had 17. Manchester United had 10 on target. Manchester United had 2.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
You are told.
Regardless, so see, let me tell you something. If I were to be on the other side, if it were Manchester United that won yesterday, I would give them the credit, shake hands, and say yes, they did well. I'm not going to come out with talk, with analysis, with narrative like they won, they will not contest, they will not do this. Come on. On face value, we're talking about the game. It was everybody had the chance. The game could go either way.
Yeah, I got you.
But Arsenal won it, so give credit and stop with all this analysis.
Let me quickly call on no, I've not this Robbie. You've not spoken, Prof. You have not said anything, and Sheye too. I
know it's in Robbie go talk.
Robbie, I caught you up at some point. I said,
I want to.
So you're having Johnny Evans and Maguire. Is that?
Yeah.
Do you think that's your the turning point? That changes a lot.
I think firstly, Eriksen should not be starting that kind of game. I think I've said it several times. When it comes to the big teams, the defensive side of the game is not. It's not there. And Casemiro looks like he enjoyed his off-season so much, and is yet to lose some weight as well. So that midfield is not there. I don't know what happened to Mount, but I didn't see him in the
injury.
Injury.
He's injury.
So yeah, I think that was where the first part where he got it wrong. I mean, the center halves, he doesn't have a choice anyways. Varane is out. Martinez also got injured. Lindelof was on a yellow card, so he had to end the game with Maguire and Evans. Unfortunately,
Lindelof was injured as well.
Yeah, we are in trouble.
Yeah.
We are in trouble.
Unfortunately, the transfer window is closed, and you guys have to continue this pairing of Maguire and Evans going forward for maybe the next couple of weeks. So, I see some really bad games for Man United coming through, and hopefully, you guys come to Anfield as usual. Maybe one of these days.
And they play Brighton next.
Oh, they play Brighton next. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, we don't know how long these guys will be out for, but I think Lindelof, if Lindelof is okay, I don't think it looks like a serious injury. He should be able to start alongside Johnny Evans. But Evans and Maguire, I mean, that should be a retirement combination.
All right, Sheye, are you ready? What's your take on this? Sheye, I know you have a different opinion. But Sheye, just be fair. You're a neutral fan. What's your take on this? And I'm giving you just a couple of minutes. Just tell us what do you think about the game? Manchester United going all the way to Arsenal.
Yeah, to be honest, I think compared to Man U's previous visits to the Emirates, yes, they were slightly better, but Arsenal were still the more dominant side. I think it was clear to see. In the opening half, Man U could not progress beyond Arsenal's pressure. Of course, they did it once, which led to their goal against the run of play, but I feel Arsenal didn't deserve to have been behind at the time. I think that was even that was Man U's first attempt of the game. The goal Rashford scored. Fine, credit to them for the quick transition, but I in the opening half they were poor in my opinion. After half time, they were able to pick out the right passes and progress the ball better. So, and at some point they had a 10 to 15 minutes period where they seem to be on top, but Arsenal, the injuries to some of Man U's defenders and Arsenal's changes, I think it swung the game back in Arsenal's favor. So in the end, I think Arsenal just had much more than Man U. But something I recognized during the game, on a couple of occasions in the first half, from Arsenal set pieces, Declan Rice was free at the back post.
At the back, yeah.
Yes. It was unmarked.
On one occasion, he won the header. The ball was over the bar. That was in the first half. It happened twice in the first half, and then it was not surprising that led to the goal that technically won the game, where Rice was free on the back post again, and then he was able to actually chase the ball, and he had so much time to score from there. So I think that's down to Man U's we can say they are flawed set piece marking. So that might be something that they have to work on going forward. But I feel in general, Arsenal were the much more coherent side, and Man U, they have to work on several things going forward.
All right, thank you so much on that.
Please, can I say something?
No, hold on, because of my time. Hold on. Prof, you know, about the game. Prof, can you hear me loud and clear? Yeah, Prof. Manchester United lost to.
Yeah, I'll just the game I watched, to be honest. Arsenal were slightly better, but if United had Varane and Martinez in that game, United don't lose that game for, as far as I'm concerned, yesterday. So it's a massive drop off. Anybody's team here who loses their first top 3 centre backs won't be easy to play. You can't play with the top team having your 4th and 5th centre backs on the pitch. So for me, I don't think United's problem is that much. I think if Amrabat is introduced into that midfield with Casemiro, it makes it a little bit more solid, very solid. They still have likes of Mount to come in. Their striker, Rasmus Haaland, you know, for me, he looked a little bit lively and good. If he starts playing, we'll see him in full flow. So I think it's not my United's problem. Is not that I think people are over blowing it. They're blowing it out of proportion. Man United's problem, I think, is not that big. If the centre back, if the defenders can come back into that fold, I think they're okay. As for us now, to be honest, for me, they're not as excited, as scintillating as they were last season. I'll say it as it is. There's a little bit drop off from what I saw with them last season. They're getting the results, which is all good, but I think they can still because it was fine margins yesterday. If that goal from Garnacho stood, we're talking about a different thing, and Arsenal fans are talking about something else different. It's fine. I've watched football for such a long time to know that these games are all about fine margins. So if I'm them, I'm not suddenly being so overexcited about the game because it was fine margins yesterday.
Absolutely.
So that's my
all right. You can hear that. Well, let's switch on to this one. It's really breaking the internet still on Manchester United before we come to Chelsea. Still on Manchester United. Who's to be blamed? I'm going to ask you, Irate. Look at what is happening. Sancho, Erik ten Hag said something about Sancho that he couldn't make the lineup because he didn't put much effort during the training, so he wasn't selected. Before you know it, Sancho just come out straight up. No gree. So you know that kind of a thing. I think he stabbed Erik ten Hag in the back, or I mean, who's to be blamed? Irate.
I don't think he stabbed him in the back. I actually think Ten Hag stabbed Sancho in the back. See, Sancho has not lived up to expectations since he came to Man United. For some reason, I don't know, his body language has been terrible, and he has not been able to nail down a place. Wow. But you being an experienced manager, I mean, you've coached Ajax, you've coached Bayern Munich too. You are not just starting in this industry. When you come out like that, that means you are asking for trouble when you say such things in public. This is something that should be dealt with within the dressing room privately. And if the player then doesn't listen to what you're trying to changes you're trying to make with the team and with the player's attitude, then you let go of the player. But for you to come out and say he's a poor trainer and this and that, I don't think that is a good way to manage a team. That is for me a deficiency in man management for Ten Hag. And he did it with Ronaldo also as well. I mean, Ronaldo left eventually, but Sancho is a young player. He still has a whole lot ahead of him to play. So I think Erik ten Hag should have handled it better. For me, I think the only way is Sancho leaving Man United because, like I said, I think this is his 3rd season and he has not lived up to the bill. But Erik ten Hag, come on, man. You really can't do that in today's game. The player will come out to defend himself. We saw De Bruyne do it to Man City when Pep criticized him. We also saw Calvin Phillips do it to Man City as well. These guys have access to social media. When you come out to say something in the press conference, they don't even need the press conference. They just go on their social media page and share whatever their thoughts is. So for me, I think there is no coming back for Sancho into Ten Hag's plan. And I see him eventually leaving, but it's a very risky game for Ten Hag. What he's trying to do.
All right, thank you so much, Emperor. Do you have Emperor? Do you have what's your opinion on this Sancho saga with Erik ten Hag?
What I actually want to see, it's not just about Sancho, but I think I have to start with Sancho because to me, I know if it was Alex Ferguson that's in charge of Manchester United, Sancho wouldn't come back to Manchester United first 11 or even play for Manchester United again. But I don't know for Ten Hag though. The way Sancho handled the whole issue, was also wrong. Feel me? I know your manager came out to say some certain shit about you on social media on an interview. Doesn't mean that you too have to come on social media and start saying yours. You understand?
Because it
That's
was
not
asked
good.
a question.
Yeah.
That's a question. So it
Understand?
can't be like or something. Go ahead, please.
You know, some coaches doesn't know how to actually answer questions when all these journalists ask them questions. They don't know. So unlike Mourinho, if he doesn't want to answer, he doesn't want to answer. That's him. So some coaches doesn't know how to handle these journalists. So the way Sancho handled the whole issue is wrong to me. But I will keep blaming our coach because damn man, you're not supposed to come on interview to be saying such about your players. Every coach is supposed to defend his or her players.
Yeah.
Understand? You have to defend your own player. This person, this is like a son to you. You have to defend him in public. Maybe indoor, you go indoor, talk to him that this thing, I don't like what you're doing, this, that. Understand?
All right.
You all figure this out.
All right, because of our time.
Sorry, Don. I want to say something about our team. I swear to God, we need to sack our coach because you can't have a player like Rasmus fit on the bench. You have this right back that you bought from Tottenham on the bench.
Last season, this coach Omar tried. The guy tried.
See, normal. Unlike you said, when you do well, they have to praise you. Arsenal performed well, we have to praise you. But this season is like say Ten Hag take colors. I lost my voice yesterday because I was celebrating an offside goal. I lost my voice yesterday. Ten Hag need to be sacked. He's not thinking He's not thinking well at all. For real.
My goodness.
Why do you have to start Martial when you have Rasmus on the bench? You can even play Rashford as a first line, start Pelistri or Garnacho with Anthony.
Oh my goodness.
That man is
John, quickly, I just want to chip in on this Eric Ten Hag issue. You know, when he came last season, they said it was coming to end eras. Eras were going to come to an end. It's starting a new era. I understand Emperor's emotion. I can understand. When you're on the losing side, it shows how bad it is. And if someone comes on a live show to say Arsenal, because we won, was because Manchester United defenders were injured, you can see how painful it is to be on the losing side. So when you're on the winning side, just give credit. You don't have to come up with different excuses one way or the other. But back to the ETH issue. See, we all don't know what is going on behind the scenes. We don't know. We don't have information. These guys seize these players every day. Just to piggyback on the issue of Southgate that we mentioned last week, that you asked the question, you brought up the topic that is the loyalty, is it too far when he keeps calling Maguire into the Three Lions squad? See, ETH is there to do a job. He's a professional. And when things don't go well, his head will be called for. In order for him to save his job, we are one way or the other. We manage stuff. Even let's take this out of football. Let's take it outside football. We manage things. Responsibility has been put in our hands. We manage team. And you have a team member who is laggard, who is bringing up issues here and there. You as the manager, the best thing to do is just report to HR. There are policies you can, bring in, talk to the HR. This person is bringing my team, pulling us backwards. Do you understand? Because I, as the manager, I need to deliver. A certain target has been set for my team for the year in, year out. And if I don't meet the target, it's the manager's head that will be called. I understand ETH point of view yesterday. I understand. Like for me, I like to look at things holistically. I didn't just take one way and just hold on to it. Looking at it, Jadon Sancho's point of view as well. Why would you call me out? But this guy is under pressure. If you notice, yesterday's match was pegged. A whole lot of pressure was put on both Arsenal and Manchester United. a lot of people were saying that result of yesterday's match was going to determine whoever wins or whoever loses the season that they will go into. And most pundits said it, that anybody that wins, they could pick up from there. Anybody that loses, it will be very difficult for them to pick up, which I don't believe, though, because anything can happen in football, like as I always say. Last season, Manchester United, at this stage of the season, had already lost 2, and they went on to qualify for Champions League and won the Carabao Cup. That's by the way. So yesterday, there was a whole lot of pressure on that game. There was a whole lot behind the scene. We as fans were just carried out with the emotions, thinking, yes, I won 3 points, I lost. There's a lot. ETH is under pressure, whether we want to accept it or not. And for him to come out, he was asked a question. He could have protected Sancho yesterday. He was asked a question that why was Sancho not brought along? And the brother just had to, open up. He's human. Possibly he allowed his emotion to take over him there, possibly, but maybe he could have defended. But what is Sancho not doing? We are not saying. We don't see them at the backstage. We don't see what is happening behind the scene. What if Sancho is not meeting up to standard? Nowadays, players are determined by data. You have data measuring everything. So we don't know. We don't know what the brother is saying in Sancho. And for him to have said that, he's not trying to throw Sancho under the bus. Maybe he's trying to tell Sancho, man up. But footballers of these days, social media, Gen Z, let me take you to the social media and let me tell my mind and speak my mind. When Ferguson was Manchester United manager, do you think a player like Sancho can be in the starting 11? Or
Absolutely.
do you think he can even smell that thing? So for me, I like to balance. It's a balanced thing. Let's just don't blame anybody here. Let's see how things unfold.
All right, thank you so much for that.
Sorry. Okay, as a manager, you need to encourage your player.
Yeah,
as a manager.
Hold on, bro.
See, there's something they call carrot and stick approach. What if the guy has been giving Sancho carrots all this while, helping him out?
In fact, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to
draw the stick out
because I remember last season it was given 3 months. 3 months. And this guy is a highly paid player in Manchester United. He was given 3 months to go and rehabilitate or something. So, Prof, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this?
Okay, very quickly. This is not the first time we've seen managers come out and and publicly criticize players. It's tough love. Some players react to it well. I think Mourinho did the same under Luke Shaw, if I'm not mistaken, and he got him to perform. Some players need to be criticized publicly for them to wake up. I mean, as a manager as big as Ten Hag cannot, if Sancho was training well, he won't come out and say he wasn't training well. So clearly, Sancho isn't doing something wrong. Sancho is doing something wrong on the training field, and maybe Ten Hag has had enough. And obviously, the loss of yesterday's loss, probably pushed him as well to come out and say what he said. But for me now, it's up to Sancho to prove he's on a lot of money. He hasn't done anything as far as I'm concerned in that football. So he's on lot. So he has to buckle up and come out. Your duty as a footballer, if you're being criticized like this, to come out and prove the manager wrong when you're given the chance. I still believe that Ten Hag will still give you another chance. And when he does, he should take it and prove that the manager was wrong after all.
Yes. Also moving on to Robbie. You have to say something about this saga between Erik ten Hag and Sancho. What's your stand on this? Because Robbie, you have to say something.
Well, my stand on this isn't far-fetched at all, and I
where's Robbie?
Player, I'll blame the whole team. The whole team lacks perspective. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the fact that when United steps on the field, one, there is no leader on that field, and please do not bring up the name of Bruno Fernandes. There is no leader on that field. When the chips are down, there is not one person on that field that says, come on guys, let us have one crack at it. I can't remember the opponent of Arsenal. That was the last season. I think Arsenal were losing. They were losing at halftime. The players stood in the center of the field talking before they went into the dressing room. I'm trying to remember the opponent they played because they were losing at halftime. Even the commentator said it that Odegaard had to call an emergency meeting on the field. Like, guys, what is going on? This is not how we play. Thank you. Thank you very much. And they went on to win that match. There is nobody that United team that is a leader that leads that team. That is one. Two, look at the shape of United. Everybody's coming and shouting, Amrabat, Amrabat, Amrabat. Is Amrabat Jesus? Is Amrabat the savior? Team? The answer is no. Initially, please wait, let me just make my point.
Okay.
Initially, it was touted that the goalkeeper was the problem. Maybe the goalkeeper has gone now, and there's a new goalkeeper in town. What has he done so far? And I will say this with no respect to anybody, that since Onana came into this team, United. I saw a stat today that Onana touched the ball much more than some Man United players yesterday. I saw the game and I was just laughing. At the slightest wimp, United players will play the ball back to the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper, like I said, I wrote it somewhere and I kept it. The day this thing will happen, I'll bring it out. I said that the day this player out from the back, player out of the back will go wrong in a very, very important match, that is when the eyes of everybody will be open. The role of a goalkeeper, first and foremost, from the days of Abraham till when Jesus will come, is to catch the ball with your bloody hands. That is your role as a goalkeeper. Catch the ball. If you can play with your feet, all well and good. If you can't, stick to your primary role.
Fantastic.
And as it is, going forward, as it is for United, and I will quickly pin this on the transfer target. Look at the players Arsenal signed. Look at the players Chelsea signed. Look at the players Liverpool signed. Look at the players Spurs signed. Look at the players Brighton signed. And lastly, look at the players West Ham. That is one team that missed relegation by the Whiskers last season. They played the whole Conference League unbeaten. That same West Ham team has beaten Newcastle this season. That same West Ham team has beaten Chelsea this season. And they were not slim margins, and they played very well in those games. Look at the caliber of the players that West Ham signed. And you begin to ask yourself, if you put United on the paper and you put West Ham on the paper, just ask a typical player, which team would you play for? A typical naive player will tell you, I want to play for United. Why would they say so? One, United is a big name. United, but where is that United today? Talking about England, or talking about the immediate environment, pick United, Liverpool, and Manchester City. Do you know that players would rather go to either City or Liverpool than come to United right now? Because those two teams are focused. Those two teams will improve you as a player. Jack Grealish, all of us are complaining about a couple of seasons ago. What is that same Jack Grealish doing right now? Because the manager has told his players, if you do not carry your weight, I will throw you away. Look at the player that Pep Guardiola just sent out of Manchester City. Is that not a player that most EPL teams would jostle for? But the man does not want him. Look at the time he had to sell Gabriel Jesus out of the team. Was Gabriel Jesus not performing? He was. But it tells you the confidence in the team, the confidence in the coach, and the ability of the coach and the team to get very, very good replacement. Look at the players. I'm trying to remember the name of this player that they all sold as well. So for United, I think the coach and the recruitment process for United, one, is very lazy. United scouting network is trash, because they will rather go for players and they will always drag their negotiations. Gravenberch that Liverpool just signed, did it take them 2 weeks to sign him? No. McAllister that Liverpool signed, did it take them 1 month to sign him? No. Same thing for Arsenal and all other players that they signed. So I think United has an holistic problem as it is. Leave the players, leave the coach. United has an holistic problem. And the coach, unfortunately, if he does not put his house in order, his head will be on a platter. That is just my final words on it.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to call on you quickly.
Yeah. So quickly, let me just read I'm going to read for you 4 different headlines about Jadon Sancho. First one in 2019, done and dusted. Dortmund fined Jadon Sancho £86,000 and forced him to train alone in pouring rain for repeatedly turning up late. Next one, Jadon Sancho's Manchester City future in doubt after he fails to turn up to training on several occasions. Next headline, Jadon Sancho reveals he is late for Borussia Dortmund training due to a sleeping problem. But But is it because of late night Call of Duty sessions with Man United stars Rashford, Pogba, and Lingard? So you see, last one, Sancho's playing time at Euro 2020 was limited until the quarterfinals due to training form. Southgate confirmed that and said there was an improvement after Sancho's move to United was agreed. So you see, Sancho is a young man who is very much in his emotions all the time. Hence that social media outburst yesterday. I don't really want to believe that his team was going to give him the go ahead to go and respond to Ten Hag's, Ten Hag's accusations. Because just like he said, there's the carrot and stick approach. Last season, Eric Ten Hag personally allowed Sancho to go to the Netherlands, sent him to a particular fitness trainer to get him up to fitness to his own standard, brought him back to England, and put him straight into the team. We could see an improvement there. So why is Sancho now sulking? Maybe because he's not that outright starter for United. If you want to be that outright starter for United, whatever position you are being played in, show that you are actually outstanding. Ten Hag has played Sancho on the right. He has played Sancho on the left. He has played Sancho as a number 10. He has played Sancho as a false 9.
Yes.
So if Ten Hag feels like, okay, I'm going to keep this boy on the bench, he's not going to make an impact for me, the coach is allowed to do that. Yes, maybe you can say some managers shouldn't always out their players. Maybe they should protect their players. But some players need that wake-up call so that they'll simply just step up. So it's as simple as that. We don't really know what's going on, but
we don't really know. Yeah.
Previews at the end of the day.
All right, let's quickly talk about what the action points over the weekend. I'm going to start with I rate Liverpool, and you say they have gotten their mojo back. They finish Aston Villa like mad. They are sharp. They are scintillating. And on the league, let me show the league table. I mean, Liverpool. Can you imagine? Liverpool third. I mean, have you guys got your mojo back?
This was supposed to be a tough game, but eventually it's more easier than I expected, honestly, because we all know Emery's tactics. So far, Aston Villa has been playing well. They brought in a couple of good players in the transfer window. And also Liverpool missing the first choice pairing of Van Dijk and Konate. I expected this to be a tough game. But I would say so far this season, this has been the easiest game Liverpool has played. And we could have won by maybe 6 or 7 if Nunes got his angles right and Matip also missed a very clear chance in the first half. Emery shot himself in the foot. There is no reason for you to come to Anfield playing a high line. Teams that want to get points against Liverpool don't do that. Alexander-Arnold was just picking passes from midfield.
Sharp.
And we had those 3 arrows up front running at every ball. Alexander. So before he even picks up the ball, they are already running. So Emery, that was very, very terrible tactics from him, coming to Anfield to play a high line. And on Liverpool's part, I was surprised Matip and Gomez were up to their former standards. I think they dropped a lot massively last season. And also Alexander-Arnold playing in midfield as that inverted fullback worked pretty well. And that has worked against smaller teams. I said the same thing last season before the end of the season. But against bigger teams like the Man Cities and the Tottenhams, we are going to struggle playing Alexander-Arnold as an inverted fullback. I've said that several times, and I still see that happening. Also, right now, I think he's injured, and we are waiting to see the extent of his injury. But against the smaller teams, I think we would score loads and loads of goals with the front line we have and Alexander-Arnold right behind them. And also, McAllister was also on his A game, even though he played in a defensive midfield role. I think he controlled the game very well, controlled the tempo when the game had to be fast, when he had to slow it down. So he did very well. I see him going up front, maybe when Endo gets properly integrated into the team, McAllister will go up front. Szoboszlai has been a revelation. He has played really, really well in the midfield role, bearing the fact that he was playing on the wing last season for Leipzig. So he has integrated really well into the team. And like I said, I predicted this. I expect us to make the Champions League places because we have enough in attack. We will score bundles of goals with the guys we even have on bench, the likes of Jota, Gakpo, or even Nunes on bench. We will score loads of goals, but we'll also concede loads of goals. So I'm not getting overly excited. We are not fighting for the Premier League title. For me, that title is going to one team. He's going to one team already. And this is a team that usually starts poorly. Unfortunately for all of us, they started very well this time, unfortunately. 12 out of 12 already. So
Damn.
for me, I'll be fine with the Champions League place and even maybe a FA Cup or Carling Cup. And for us, coming from where we came, the terrible season we had last season, I think it will be a good season for us. But definitely, it was a great game, and lots of improvements still going forward for the likes of Nunes, and even Luis Diaz was poor at some point. He had to take him off, but I expect the team to improve and get better going forward as the league progresses.
I want to ask you, Irates, is Enzo, is it Endo, is it CDM? He plays.
Yeah, he's a defensive midfielder, and I understand why Klopp didn't start him, because the game against Newcastle, he looked leggy kind of, and he's not yet used to the tempo of playing in the Premier League. Hence why Klopp started McAllister in that role. But I think with time, McAllister has to go up front. I mean, that is where he's suited to play, right behind the striker or in a central midfield role. So I see Endo still coming in to play a big part for Liverpool this season.
All right, Prof.
Yeah.
You guys
before I speak on Chelsea, I just want to touch on Liverpool quickly before I go to Chelsea. Look, for me, before they had the disgrace that they had with the supposed signing of Caicedo and Lavia, the whole razzmatazz that happened. I think Liverpool bounced back from that pretty well, for me, in my opinion, because I rate Gravenberch, the little boy they bought from Bayern Munich. I think is a boy that that Klopp can mold, into whatever he wants him to be. And then obviously they have Endo and still have Basic as their third option there. So for me, the revolution for Liverpool is complete, and the style of play that they are going on now, I see them at this moment in time with what I've seen so far. And I spoke about the attack. I think they will be the closest to Man City to challenge, because the attack is just too potent. There's a lot of options that they can bring up from the bench. And to Chelsea, it was a disgraceful performance from us against Marion Forest at home. It was an absolute disgrace. But look, as a matter of fact, you expect these things to happen. I know that as a very, very young team with an average of 22 years, the youngest in the league, we are bound to have this result. You can't be the youngest.
Prof, you are already changing mouth as far as I'm concerned. Because when these transfer dealings were getting done, you were applauding those dealings. You were ailing your sporting director.
No. I'm not. Hold on. Let me finish. I'm not saying they won't lose games. I never ever said they won't lose games, and I'm still not saying they will not make the European places. They will bounce back, but I'm saying that this sort of results would happen. It will happen because they are very young players who has a new manager, who are learning to play together, and obviously we still have some injury problems. I'm not going to go into that. If the likes of Christopher Nkunku, for me, was supposed to be a talisman. So he was supposed to be, because he has done it in Europe. Nkunku is the main man up there. He's missing. If Nkunku was in that game, he puts chances away. But look at Jackson, still raw. So these things are there. If these players come back, I still see Chelsea putting up together. Pochettino will get them back together, and they would go as far. They would perform better than they did last season. I still expect them to make European places, like I predicted in the beginning of the season. But at this moment in time, I think Pochettino is still trying to figure out. He's still using Ben Chilwell up as a left winger, which is, for me, is very wrong. Because the likes of Chukwuemeka and Nkunku and Co are out, so he will still get the team back functioning. I expect him to use these 2 weeks he would have understood more, would have learned more about his players. This international break, 2 weeks break, he should now use that to the transfer window is closed, so he should use that 2 weeks now to know what formation he wants to go forward and which players are his trusted players going forward. I personally think he should go back to 4-2-3-1. Enzo is not an AMF. Bring Enzo with Caicedo as a double pivot, and then you've gotten Kopama now, so maybe you can use Kopama there. It's a shame that Chukwuemeka and Nkunku out. Maybe use Kopama with Raheem Sterling and Modric, and just give them a run of games to build up. That's all we have at the moment. We can't get any more players, and Jackson is the really striker we have. So they have to just keep consistently playing. They are very, very young, so they'll make mistakes like that.
Shaye,
I have a quick one. Prof, for you share to answer as a Chelsea fan. As a Chelsea fans here. No, I'm not going to let this slide, because last season we got the hit, so it's time to reciprocate the hit.
My goodness.
Last season, Arsenal was the youngest squad in the league with the average age of 24.4 last season. And him being the critic of Arsenal, he never gave Arsenal any breathing space.
Yes,
concerning performances Everybody was here. Everybody can attest
in fact,
to
me,
it.
I was there.
So, are you now telling us that this season, because Chelsea is the youngest squad average age in the league, we should give them time?
No,
because you never gave Arsenal any time last
all.
season. And if the viewers watching me, they know what I'm saying is correct, because every show, every week, Mondays most especially, it was like prof on Arsenal. Arsenal didn't do this. Arsenal doing this. So you were on us. So are you now saying that with your analysis, we should now give Chelsea time, 22.5 average age, they should marinate, despite the fact that over 1.04, 1.06 billion has been spent? Are you telling us we should give them time?
Would you let me reply? Are you done? Okay, thank you very much. That's a great question. So I'll answer you. First off, 22. Chelsea's average is 22. You said Arsenal is 24. That's one. Secondly, I was last season, I kept on saying that I do not see, so you're almost like you're alluding to my point. I do not see the young Arsenal beating City to the league. That was what I kept on hammering here. So I think you guys always misconstrue my statement. I kept on saying on this show that this young Arsenal team, that are running for the first time, challenging a ruthless City and a ruthless manager, because you get emotional when I analyze things. I said they would not be able to win the league, even though they were far off. I still saw City taking them out. That wasn't a criticism, but because this agenda of Chelsea Arsenal, will not let you hear what I used to say. I said it. I said lack of experience.
No, that was not the point. That was not the point. That was not the point.
Let me finish.
Iris, don't you think we have to have a sport debate show?
No, hold on. No, look, I choose my words carefully, but it's just the shame that it gets misconstrued.
That was never the point. Anyway, I'll let you slide, but that was never the angle you were coming from. Because you never hold on. You never rated that team. You never gave, just like the slang that is reigning in Nigeria now, let the poor breathe. You never allowed us now breathe. Never gave them any inch to breathe. So this season, I'm not going to agree with all what you said. I'm not going to agree with all what you said. I'm not going to agrre with all what you said. 22 age. No, I'm not going to agree with them.
I'm not giving
I still I'm not going to let Chelsea.
Everything Prof is saying are just flimsy excuses, honestly.
Thank you very much.
You can't spend that amount of money and you're here telling us to give you time. Give you time for what? When did Chelsea become a team
if Arsenal spends that same amount of money, Prof, no, we will not hear the last one.
I'm telling you.
That's all these ones. Arteta has only spent 200 million. He's criticizing him.
Because Prof did not win against United.
What you're doing?
United played and that's been really very credit.
You're saying Cole Palmer. Who is Cole Palmer? Man City were happy to let Cole Palmer go for whatever outrageous amount of money you bid for him. You bought Madueke, you bought Cole Palmer for the same position.
Fans,
you guys don't know what you are doing.
That's what I can say. Are not happy that Cole Palmer left. You know, a lot of Man City fans are not
happy. Palmer can't start at Man
Like I said, he's still.
The only reason why they are not happy is because
he's
a homegrown player. He's a homegrown player.
All right, guys.
Start at Man City.
Let's get back to this. Abak, you are welcome to the show. Barcelona finally, I don't know how they just grind. They had that 3 points. I was thinking it was going to end the draw, but Barcelona were able to grind the result. But looking at the league, don't you think Real Madrid, they are real threats this time around? They mean business, especially Bellion. That boy is crazy.
Okay, I'll start by saying this: Real Madrid are always the team to beat in Spain, and justifiably so, because they have a record that is better than everybody, including Barcelona. That being said, the problem with Real Madrid now is that they made a major signing, and right off the bat is delivering. The day that it doesn't work, they will start to ask questions. And that is also what happens to Barcelona. Now we have players who have come in on loan, and the team, Xavi is trying to tweak some things. Some players are playing out of positions. Some players that he wanted actually left. He's also complaining that he didn't get some players he wanted in the midst of a financial crisis. But he's grinding to get the result. The day things don't work, people are going to say, hey, what is happening? They are going to ask questions. So my advice for Real Madrid is that they shouldn't be too happy. They are getting the results fine, but the day things don't work, they'll be like, hey, where is Benzema? Oh, this didn't happen when he was here. And of course, the era of Ronaldo is gone. Barcelona are suffering they are suffering from the fact that when you have played with a team where one man is the focal point, on a very bad day he delivers and it delivers. When he leaves, then you now know what you now realize that you have been relying on only one person to get you results. Football, the way I understand it, the way I like it when everybody has an input, so that if this person is not there, you can call on anybody. Goals can come from anywhere. But when you rely only on your forward or only one man to deliver the goods, when he leaves or the day something happens to him and he's not there, then you start to lament, and that is not very nice.
All right, quick one on to let's talk about Brighton beating Newcastle. I didn't see this coming this season. I mean, Newcastle are falling apart. Sheye, what's your take on this? People have been looking at Newcastle's. I mean, this season they're going to do.
Sorry,
this.
John. Is Irate still a Newcastle fan?
That reminds me that.
They remain my second team.
Yeah.
I mean, with the fact that they are in that tough group,
I remember
the Champions League, I just have to wish them all the best.
Robbie, we are still there. Sheye, please, can you tell us? I mean, Brighton show Newcastle that go and sit down. So what's your take on the game?
Yeah, I actually think I think that this is Newcastle, or that was Newcastle's third consecutive loss. They were beaten by Man City, beaten by Liverpool. Now they lost against Brighton. In previous performances, you could have maybe cited the superior opposition, and to be honest, in a sense, you can still say Brighton are superior. But I feel they made some basic mistakes against Brighton. For instance, in the lead up to the first goal for Ivan Ferguson, Nick Pope made two mistakes. The first was from a clearance that was poorly played, and then from the resulting move, I think from Billy Gilmore's shot, he could not catch a basic shot from outside the box. So that was one mistake. And then for the second goal that Evan Ferguson scored, when the ball was past the Brighton striker, it was in acres of space. Nobody closed him down, and two centre backs, they just more or less allowed him that freedom to just run and pick his spot to shoot. And then for the third goal, I think it was Fabian Schär who, if you watch the replays, his attempt to block that shot was so half-hearted. So I think they made basic errors against Brighton. They never won at the Amex. Apparently, they had gone winless in the previous 6 meetings. Following the weekend's loss, it's now 7 games at the Amex without a win for Newcastle. So I guess they just have probably bad luck at Brighton generally.
All right. Let's talk about this. Margaret, I'm going to pull you to this, back to Manchester United. What effect or these two players, the positive take from these two players, what do you think they will bring to Manchester United? Do you think they will add, there's going to be a change in our playing system? Can we trust these people? I mean, Erasmus and also Amrabat. Maggie, what's your take on this? What positive are they bringing?
To be really frank, I wouldn't say I've actually watched these two really play, except for the fact that a whole lot of fans were clamoring for Amrabat to come. Amrabat, man, you should sign him, because I don't really follow I don't really watch the Italian, probably maybe unless they have a derby or so. I actually don't really watch the Italian match really much. But from what after going through both CVs, I know that they have a lot to offer to Manchester United, but what I'm actually scared of in Manchester United right now, it seems that players tends to come, and instead of them to do well, and there seems to be a lot of diminishing. Instead of them doing well up to expectation, we see them falling backward. Instead, we had example of players when they brought in Weghorst. As a then people were wow, people were saying hailing him as a great signing, a great striker, and at the end of the day, we saw that he scored just 1 or 2 goals for Manchester United. But what I do not know if it has to do with positioning or where he has to play, maybe bad positioning, or he's not fit into the team. Because sometimes I look at Manchester City, Pep Guardiola brings in player, and immediately, even if it takes a while, the player gel and fitting immediately into the team. And for these two, Arabat, like I said, I went through his CV. He's a great player. He's a fantastic player. He did well at the World Cup. He was one of the best players at the World Cup in Qatar last year. He did very well with Morocco. He also did very well with Fiorentina. But let's just cross our legs and see what he's going to bring into this Manchester United team. And for Rashmos, he still has a lot in him. He's still young. He's very, very young. So for now, there shouldn't be any high expectation.
Yeah.
What he needs right now is for him to gel into the team, for him to play without pressure, and hopefully he will deliver.
All right. Please smash the like on the video, people. And if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe. Let's grow together. Let's make this channel grow. Let's grow together. We're about wrapping up the show, but we have 3 different tricks over the weekend. This Ferguson song, it is hat-trick everywhere.
Yeah, good to see all around. On Tottenham, they're playing good. And good. You know, hard to say this as a rival, but I just have to give them the honors or give them the credits. They're doing good at the moment. Having won, they've racked up 10 points.
Yeah,
let
me.
Scored a lot of they've scored a lot of goals. Yeah, as well. They've scored a lot of goals. They've scored 11 and conceded 4. Scored the same amount of goals as Man City. So they are doing well. And it's the beginning of the season. When the season now starts wearing into the deep end, I hope they can still maintain this. The key factor to them is that Maddison, the signature of Maddison. Maddison is really doing well. He's integral to the Ange's tactics. Let me don't murder his other name. Ange's tactics. And the good thing about it is he has been able to keep him fit, and hopefully they keep him fit into the end of the season. Haaland, we know he's going to. Painful thing, FPL, we FPL lovers. I triple captained Haaland last week, and he only gave me 14 points. Imagine if I had just been patient enough to just. Patient, he would have given me maybe 80. But he gave all FPL guys, people that captained him, he gave them 40 points this season.
Can you imagine?
This
my
week.
own was though. My FPL
but there was something that came up in that game, that Fulham Man City game. That Man City said,
yes, talk about that.
Yeah, it should have been ruled off because that's part of the inconsistency we're talking about. And I don't know if the law has changed as regards that. But despite that, even if they pulled off that goal, Man City had enough to take Fulham to the cleaners. So let's just say the scores will be 4-1. But even if they've taken that goal off, Man City will go on to win that game. No doubt about that. And also the other guy, the Brighton guy, the Ferguson, is just 18 years of age.
18.
Irish, the next big thing that Brighton could cash in on. A lot of clubs are looking at that guy currently. Arsenal is one. Looking at him. A lot. And I know Brighton will be licking their lips right now. Any club that comes in 120, 150. 120. But it's all good. The 3 of them, they did well. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. He's on this note. I'm going to sign you out. There's going to be internationals. There's not going to be any game let's focus on Nigeria at this moment. I'm trying to bring up some Nigerian, maybe Remo coach or something. I want to have an interview with him. Let's talk about Nigeria, Remo, and also I want you to be on the show. I mean, we have to ask a question because you always follow Nigerian league, so I want us to tweak it a little bit, ask some questions about Nigerian
Sporting Lagos.
Yes, Sporting Lagos. Really? No, I thought you were Remo Stars.
I stay in Lagos, so I should support any Lagos club. It's been a while. We've had a team that's been, carved out of Lagos to represent us in the EPL. Last time any team did that, I don't know. Robbie, if you can help me out, was it Julius Berger or was it? No.
The last thing that did that for Lagos was MFM.
Yeah, MFM, and the way they just plummeted down, lack of proper management, and this same person, Godwin Enayena, which was the managing director then, the one in charge. I think he's now with Sporting Lagos, and see what Sporting Lagos is doing. So Sporting Lagos, any team that comes out from Lagos, I will support.
All right. On that note, Ace, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you later. Bye for now. Ace, one love. Thank you. Prof, thank you so much. When are we going to do our sport debate show? We have to do this thing, please. Prof. Anytime. All right, thank you so much, bro. One love. So thank you so much for joining us on this one.
Yeah, always a pleasure to do.
And I think Sheye, you'll be the moderator in that the sport debate, because you know how to calm Prof down. You have to. Thank you so much, Sheye. One love. All right, okay. Yes, you said London is still red.
Yes, so London is still red. Thank you so much. All the pleasure to be on ISTV. I want to be part of that debate between his and
you have to be there.
I think Sheye is too calm to moderate them. At least I can hold both of them by their legs like this.
You know what? Okay, I'm going to ask Irate to help us give us the insight of how we can do the sport debate between.
Irate,
we'll do it the right way. Please help us write the script how we can,
definitely
put these people on the spotlight.
It's going to be explosive.
I tell you. All right, okay, thanks so much, man. All right, Irate, I want to thank you also for joining us. We are going to set up something about sport debate for these people. It's high time we have to do it.
It's high time. It's really high time. No problem.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
All right, bro. Thanks a lot. Aggie, thanks for joining us. All right.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, JADON.
All right. And also, Mark, it is what it is. We're happy. It's fine. When it was 1-1, I was thinking about it. Mark will be disappointed.
I knew the goal was going to come because they really had a lot of chances. They were down with one man, but even before then, they had a lot of chances to hurt Barcelona, but they didn't take it. So when they finally scored that goal, when Chimi Avila came in, I knew he was a potential scorer, and he didn't prove me wrong. But, well, it is what it is. They will live to fight another day.
All right. Thank you so much, Mark, all the way from Canada. Thank you so much, bro. All right. Robbie.
Done.
Yeah, at this moment, we have to help us set up with, I think, Remo or something. One of the high-placed people out there in Nigerian league. Maybe we can have an interview with them. We need the grassroots. We want to be talking about the Nigerian league. From this station from time to time. All right, Robbie, thanks for joining us on this one as well.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much.
All right, and to all our viewers, Nubian Prince, so sorry I couldn't bring you in. The floor is already filled up. Thank you so much, Nubian Prince. One love. And also my main G from Canada as well, joining us on this show. It's been fantastic, hilarious. I'm a Manchester United fan. I'm still, how much pain me? what you get as it be. Please subscribe to the channel, share this video, share this content. Let's keep growing. We're about 6,300 and something subscribers. Let's keep going. Let's keep doing it. Also, we're on Facebook. We're also on Twitter. We're also on Instagram. You know how it is. This is how we do it. So I want to thank everybody for joining us on this one. Please don't forget to smash a like on the video. One love, people. This is Alpha.